You will delete yourself.
Oh, hey guys, how the frig's it going? Just watching a little bit of Letterkenny here. Let me go ahead and turn that off. And fucking around with a new camera here. That's right, fucking around with a new camera. The old Nikon Coolpix A900. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this camera suffers in low light a lot. Well guys, as you can tell, I did buy a new... fucking bugs. I did buy a new camera. I'm rocking the Nikon Coolpix A900. It'll do 4K resolution, and the dog just licked me. Scampers. 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 What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are they doing? But anyway, it's got a flip-up screen for vlogging, and so far the only complaint I have is it seems to suffer in low light conditions, i.e. my house. So I'm gonna fuck with some settings and see what I can figure out. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to really give her in low light, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. Most of my videos lately have been shot outside anyway, so that's alright. And figured I'd give this thing a try. I got a 14-day turnaround on it, so if I don't like it, I can bring it back and go from there. So I do like the flip-up screen. Helps me align the shot, if you will. Looks pretty decent. I'm just a little bit worried about this low light performance. Let's take a step outside and see how well she produces. See how well she produces with the natural lights. You stay put. So now that we're outside, let's see if we can get some shots of the backyard here. She does pretty good in the natural light, but she suffers big time in the low light. Yeah, turning up the exposure on the camera doesn't really help much either. So, not really sure here. Not really sure here. So you're probably saying, Adam, you just dropped a video saying that it doesn't matter what camera you use, and I was talking about how the old Sony here that I've been using, the old Sony Handycam, does a good job and stuff, and I don't need a new camera. However, I honestly haven't been paying attention to my PayPal since like I've been getting paid every month from YouTube. I haven't been paying attention to it, and I had about $400 US in there, just a sea hair shy of 400 bucks. And I got to watching some YouTubers, and the one that I watched was Big Brother, and he just bought himself a G7X Mark II to record with, and it reminded me of back in the days when I used to use the ELPH 300HS to record videos, and how much easier it was just to have a camera you can slide in your pocket, slide out, quickly turn on, get the shot, and put it away. So I was like, well, you know, I didn't pay much for that camera at the time. I only paid like about 200 bones, and I wanted something a little bit of a step up. Now this Nikon A400 or A900, Oreo's outside the door growling because the neighbor walked outside and threw stuff in the blue box. Fucking dogs, eh? But I remembered filming with the how awesome it was just to have that camera, and I missed it. To be honest with you, I actually missed filming with a point and shoot. So I got to thinking, what's on the market out there? So I've been, for the past couple days there, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on sub $500 cameras to see what would be a good solution to get me a nice camera. And the toss-up was between this guy and the Canon SX720, I believe it is. Now the Canon SX720 shoots 1080p 60 frames a second. This shoots 1080p 60 frames a second. However, this will also do 4K at 30 frames a second if I wanted to go that route. Both cameras have the exact same kind of lens, 1 2/3 inch sensor, BSI sensor, if you will, back something illuminated. Back sensor illuminated, that's what it stands for low light performance. However, this one here seems to struggle in the low lights, but we'll figure it out. Lately I've been doing a lot of my filming outside, as you guys can tell. I do have a 14-day trial period on it, so I'm going to let her rip for 14 days. Well, not even. We'll probably film this weekend's video with this and see how that plays out. And if it's junk, then fuck, we'll get rid of it and back to the drawing board. Now, they also had the G9X, which, from what I've been told, is pretty much the G7X without the 4K recording capability. However, it's got no flip-up back either, and it's a lot smaller. This camera's kind of bulky. Like, it's a pretty decent sized camera. I'll use the Sony and film some of it if you guys want to see it. So basically, this video is going to be all about how this camera performs. I'm going to shoot video. Like right now, it's low light. We did a little outdoor scene there. But I'm going to do a drive to work with it tonight, and we'll see how it performs there, and we'll do a drive home in the morning, see how it performs there, hanging from the rear view. And yeah, we'll just see how she handles. One thing I find weird is the microphone placement on this one here. It's actually on the face and on the base, which to me, if you have it on a tripod mount, it might fuck the sound quality up a bit. But like, you know, right now it's dark in this room because I have no lights on. If I turned on some lights back here, shit might get a little bit better. So with some proper lighting, the video quality probably just got 10 folds better. So maybe that's all I need to do when I'm filming from the room with this camera. And I do like this one here over, like the pros to this camera over the Canon 720 is this camera has 4K video. If you want to do that kind of video, you can. The flip up LCD, so you can make sure you're getting the shot and when you're vlogging, so that you're in the frame. And what's really weird is the bracket on the bottom for attaching a tripod to. On the Canon, it's dead center. On this one here, it's off to the left if you're looking at it from the back, off to the right if you're looking at it the way I'm using it now. The socket for the battery and the SD card is on the left hand side. So when you have it hooked up to a tripod and or a selfie stick like I'm using right now, you can open it up and take the SD card out and edit your videos if you choose to do that. However, it also supports USB charging and media extraction, pretty much like my old Sony over here. I'm not saying this Sony is a bad camera. It's a good camera and all, but fuck, she's massive. It's like, it's no better than carrying around the DSLR at some time. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's a lot lighter than the DSLR. And I did think, I did think about using the DSLR for vlogging. Problem is the lens on it, 18 to 55 millimeter, and it's the kit lens. It doesn't really perform that well, I find. I did a shot at 1080 by 30, or 1080p at 30 frames per second with it, because that's the best it can do, and I wasn't too impressed. Now, a lot of people do vlog with the T5i, but they're not using the kit lens. They're using another lens, which is about $310 US, or if you're in Canada, 500 bucks, and it gets you a real professional looking video. Well, I didn't want to go that route, because number one, carrying this thing around, she ain't a light camera. I am not suspending this from the rear view of my car, or my truck, and going for a rip. It's going to rip the windshield right off the friggin' truck. Like, this is a tank. And the other thing is you need to put it on a selfie stick. Well, this selfie stick is a dollar store selfie stick, and it cannot hold up the weight of that DSLR. So I can't get the stupid thing far enough away from me to squeeze a shot off. But, you know, whatever, to each their own. So we're going to give this here a try and see how it plays out. Hopefully it plays out good. And the whole reason why I decided to go this route is, like I said, I checked the PayPal. I had about 400 bucks, just a sea hair shy of $400 US in there, which when you convert that to Canada comes up to about 500 and about 550. It's $1.30 Canadian per dollar US. So I'm just gonna run the numbers now. I haven't moved the money over yet. So I had 397 times 1.30. Yeah, $516 Canadian in my PayPal, because I just haven't been using it. I've just been letting it build up, and the main reason was to buy the better lens for the DSLR. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just get another camera. And I was thinking about just going cheap and buying a Sony camcorder again, but not one like the one I have now, one that's a lot thinner. It's actually the 405 CX, or I can't remember. They always give them weird names. So basically when I looked it up, I was tossing between this guy, the Canon G9X, or the 720HS, the SX 720HS. Now a lot of the reviews I saw online said, if you're buying the 720, don't buy the 710, because it has all the same features of the 720, except for it's better and cheaper. A lot of people said the Nikon, awesome camera, just suffers in low light. But what camera doesn't suffer in low light? This thing here in low light gets all grainy. So what's the big deal, guy? You know? So that's why I'm thinking this might be a keeper, but like I said, I do have 14 days to give her a rip, so I might film a couple vlogs with it. Right now it's Monday. Tonight's my first night shift during the week. Last night's night shift nearly killed me, boys. Fucking 12 hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and we had nothing to do. So I just sat there for 12 hours. No access to YouTube. No access to anything. Just browsing. So all I did was researched and researched because I knew today I was going out to buy a new camera. And I wanted to make sure I made the good selection. And I'm still kind of tossing and turning about it. We'll see how this video edits and what it looks like in the final straw and go from there. So we're going to shoot some nighttime shots tonight, and then when I get home from work tomorrow, we'll do some daytime shots. I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, to be honest with you. We'll just check the old Google right now and see what's really going on. What the fuck are you talking about? So right now it's 16 Celsius out. What's tomorrow going to be? Tomorrow's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 24 C. 24 Celsius. Decent. Wednesday they're calling for thunderbangers. Thursday now they're calling for rain, those sons of bitches. But I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I'm not sure what I'm going to get up to on those days, but we're going to test this camera out and do a pretty good vlog with it, just to really put it through its paces and see. You know, so yeah, right now I'm filming at 1080p 60, and we'll see how well this plays out. So, oh shit, I got a text. Yeah, Capis has a buddy who wants to buy my motorcycle, so that's more money I can put towards a camera fund too. So if this one here really doesn't cut the cheese, cut the cheese. I might go friggin' pro like Big Brother and buy that G7X, which is apparently the new everybody must own vlogging camera. I just miss filming with a point and shoot. Like, it was awesome using that ELPH 300. Only problem was the fucking thing would overheat, and I cooked the sensor on it. And it was a shame, because that camera took good video, had decent audio, and all around lasted a while. You could shoot a 35-40 minute vlog with it. Now mind you, this camera does, and I know Daddy Tech's going to ask me, this camera does suffer the same thing as all point and shoots do, where you can only film up to a 4 gig video file before it turns itself off. And the reason why is because these point and shoots, for some stupid reason, still use FAT32 format. And FAT32, the biggest file size you can have, is 4.3 gigabytes. So at 4K you can film, I think they said, an 8-minute video. At 1080p 60 you can go 13, 1080p 30 you can go 18, and at 720p you can shoot a 30-minute video, and 30 minutes is the max. So on the lowest setting possible, 30 minutes video, straight continuous shot is completely possible. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and I'll make the decision on whether or not I'm going to keep it or return it. So let's pitter patter and fucking have at her. Oh yeah. Now where the fuck is the record button? Basically this is the camera here. The Nikon Coolpix A900. Like I said, it supports 4K, 30 frames per second. There you go. 4.3 to 151 millimeter. No idea what that shit is there. I don't know much about the whole camera apertures and f-stops and shite. So on the top you got your flash release. If you need to take a picture with flash, it just pops out like that, and there you go. There's your flash, and you just put it back in there like so. On the back you got your big display screen, your record button. No idea what that button up top does. Your preview button, and then on the back you have your flash control, your delayed shot thing, macro mode, and your exposure control, as well as the menu button to go into the menu, set up all your settings, like what video format you want to shoot in, what photo format you want to shoot in, so on and so forth, and your delete button for when you're in preview mode to delete a clip off the camera, so you know, if you want to get rid of it, you can just do it on the fly. On the side over here you have your I/O, and for I/O it's pretty simple. Micro USB, micro HDMI. Easy peasy, lemon fucking squeezy. On this side here there is nothing, and like I was talking about with the tripod connector on the bottom, she's pretty simple, right off to the side. And then over here you have your battery door and your multimedia card. So there you go, made in Indonesia, 4.2 volts to 3.7 volts at 1.5 amp hours. So our 1.5 amps, sorry. And the battery is a 1280 milliamp hour battery. It is not a touchscreen. The reason why there's fingerprints on it is because the way I hold the stupid thing before I started using the selfie stick. And yeah, very, very simple little camera. And like I said, it's got the flip up screen. So when you're vlogging with it, you can just grab the screen, flip her up, and away she goes. Now you can see herself. So if I turn this here on, which the on button is right here, you can see what it does is it gives like a really small screen, because the problem is the screen actually, you know, it sits behind. You see what I mean? Like when it flips up, it sits back. But the other things you can do is you can actually lay this down flat, so if you're shooting from a low angle, you can still see everything, and you can get the shot that way. Or you can take it from there and fold it down and bring it up, and like you can do weird things with it to get the artsy fartsy shots if you're into that kind of thing. I personally would just use it flipped up or flipped down, but you know, to each their own. Oh, it's so funny, guys. I just finished reading the comments from the video that I put up about cameras and vlogging cameras, where I'm talking about I'm not planning on buying a new camera, and what the fuck did I go and do? Exactly that, eh? I didn't realize that video went up yesterday. Whoops. Oh well, fuck, whatever. Anywho, I gotta head off to work. It's like 10:15. I was just on a TeamSpeak with the guys there, but kind of hard to go to work when you forget your access badge. Better grab that right now. Good old access badge here. Yup. And then we'll pitter patter. We'll head off to work. I'm gonna do a drive in the truck. See, I thought I had videos going up Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, but turns out I don't. Anyway, let's pitter patter. Animals are fed. We're going out into the deep dark. So let's pitter patter. A little bit of a low light filming from the truck here. See how well this camera does on the night shift. It's probably pretty fucking dark. I do expect it to be pretty fucking dark. But whatevs. Oh, I hope tonight's busier than last night. Let me tell you, 12 hours of doing nothing, sitting there waiting for people to fucking yodel in. Not exactly fun. Not exactly fun, but we got through her. So yeah, normally on this past week here, where I worked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, my shift is actually, and I had Saturday off. Normally I would work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then have Sunday off. So that would give me 28 hours in that week. And then next week I work, or this week now, which is what we're on, I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then I roll into a Monday to Friday, and then I roll into another 51-hour shift. So, and the Monday to Friday is 11 p.m., or sorry, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., so it's kind of like the old Ontario shift. I know I've been fucking up the times on my previous vlogs when I talked about it, and I don't know, it's a little cocked, but I like the fact that you get like 4 days off back to back. Every once in a while it's only like a single day off, but 2 out of the 4 weeks you end up with like a 4 days off in between. And like this weekend I work like I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I go back in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for a 3 to 11, which is the 40-hour week, and then I work a Saturday, Sunday, or then I'm off Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm back on days from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So not a big deal. Now as for this camera, yes, I know on the video that went out yesterday on Monday or Sunday or whenever the fuck the video went out, I talked about how the camera doesn't make the YouTuber, and I still stand by that. But you know what? It is pretty cool how these point and shoots have come such a long way. And that's the reason, like, I missed it with the old Canon ELPH. I really did. And that's why a while ago, or last year, that's why I bought the Canon ELPH 350 or 360, whichever one it was that I bought. And I briefly returned. Because Canon, I don't know, it's like they make something really good, and then as they revise it, they take features away. It's like, who the fuck do they think they are? Apple? Like, you can't do that. But they do that. They take the features away, and it's like, fuck. Mind you, they added something nice to the Vixia R series, which was the threaded hood. So you can put a wide-angle lens on there. If the 28mm lens isn't wide enough for you, you can always add an extra lens on there and widen it up even more so you can get more of the shot. But I don't understand the logic of taking features away from a product and calling it a new version. You know, it's stupid. You're supposed to be adding features on, making it more valuable, making people wish they bought that model instead of the previous model. You know, it was like when I had the 200 camera, and it had a microphone port, and then the 300 Canon came out, the HF 300 came out, and they took away the microphone port, took away the onboard light, and what they gave it was more battery life, because now you had two less draining things on it. Well, that's not features. That's taking away from things. I don't know, so far this Nikon seems pretty good. I think what I'm going to do for the weekend vlog when I film it is I'm going to try 4K. I'm not going to render in 4K, I'm going to render in 1080p, but I'm going to take the raw footage in 4K and see what happens when you downscale it to 1080p. Talked to a buddy who does that, Daddy Tech on YouTube, and he says it looks fucking crisper than shit. So I figure we can give it a try. We can try it, but it's going to be only 30 frames a second, mind you, not 60, but I don't think people really give a shit. 60 just gives it that smooth motion. 30 is still pretty smooth, but yeah, so should be pretty freaking good. Just not sure what we're gonna do on these days off. Like I said, it's supposed to thunderbang on Thursday, and then Friday I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. And I'd like to get this video up for Saturday, but I might just say fuck it and put it up whenever it's done. So yeah, people, don't plan on being a video every Saturday. It's just I'm gonna be uploading them whenever I make them. but not every day. They'll be staged out. But anyhoozle, I'm almost at work, so this is the night drive. I'll probably film a day drive when we go home and give you my final thoughts on the camera. You can let me know what you think of them at that time, and we'll go from there. So until then, peace the fuck out. Yep, I think I need to wash my windscreen. Pretty sure I need to wash my windscreen, boys. But anyway, it's friggin' time to go home. It's 7 a.m. Just checking out of the office there. And fuck, it's the first day in a while that I've seen the sun. Well, this low to the ground anyway. It's been overcast for the past couple there, so haven't really seen much of the sunlight. Can't see shit out of my windshield right now. Pretty bad, brand new truck. Fucking vaping in it, right? Just fogs the glass and ruins visibilities. Not sure how the camera's performing against it, but it's all good in the hood, boys. Just gotta get some Windex, squirt it on the screen there, and wipe her down. Frig it, we'll do her live. But, yeah, I am fucking beat. That night shift dough. Oh, that's probably getting picked up by the microphone. Whatever the fuck is rattling around in there. Oh, what the fuck, man? What's rattling like that? Is it the piece of shit stand? Is it the piece of shit fucking strap thing on the camera? What freaking new? Here, allow me to adjust it. I don't know. That's the mount. I won't be doing a lot of driving vlogs with this anymore. I just figured I would give her a rip to see how the image stabilization held out. You know, give her the full test, the full Monty, if you will. But no, I'm fucking cooked. I'm gonna go home and go right to bed again. Be up by 3. It's pretty. So far, this camera's pretty good. I think I got it dialed in. Got it figured out. Even with the Sony though on low light, it's kind of a piece of shit too. So the camcorder. I just like this, the fact that this camera here charges by USB, and you can take the media off of it via USB. With the Canon SX720, you got to use the external Canon battery charger, take the battery out of the camera, take the fucking battery, put it into the charger, and then take the battery out of the charger, put it in the camera. And that's one of the things I got weak on my 710, or my 710, what the fuck am I talking about? On my ELPH300 HS, was always taking the battery and out and in, and the SD card out and in. I broke the SD card once trying to take it out because it's kind of pushed in there, so you got to use like your fingernail and ram it into the back end and really pry it out. And I split a card in half doing that because sometimes my fucking nails are a little bit out of control. I like the functions on this camera. Like, I haven't tried the 4K videoing, and I'm thinking about giving her a rip on the weekend, on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just seeing how that plays out. Maybe whatever I film Thursday and Friday might go up Saturday. Then I might film Saturday and Sunday and put that up for Tuesday or Wednesday or some shit next week. I don't know. I really don't know. One thing I do know for a fact is fucking just beat. Just spanked, boys. Just cooked. But yeah, I have yet to find a camera that performs awesome at night. You're not meant to videotape in the dark. Even big studios, when you see a dimly lit scene, don't kid yourself. There's about fucking 72 spot lamps around. That's all VFX. That's all post-production shit. Yeah. All in all, I think that right now the video quality looks fucking fab. All sunny and shit. Speaking of sunny and shit, we'll have to grab the dog and take him outside. Let him go for a shit, because I fed the animals before I left, and I was kind of weary about doing that because Oreo might shit the living room. But he's been pretty good lately. But I do got to get him shaved big time. I got to find someone else to do the job. So that's going to be my mission today when I wake up at 2, 3, whenever the fuck I pull my ass out of bed. Later the better. Is to call around and see if I can find a place that'll take him in and chop his fur off, because it's where I normally take him is no longer an option. They're fucking backed up big time, so I'll find somewhere else to do it. I do it myself, but there's a lot you can fuck up with a Pomeranian. Anyway, people, I'm almost home. So I'll chime back in when I'm there. Alright? Peace the fuck out. So yeah. Oreo, get in the yard. Hey! In the yard. Let's go. Fucking dog. It's like running around on the driveway and shit. Oh man, I got a lens flare happening. Neat. Is there anything on the lens? No, lens looks pretty clean. Oreo, go poop. Over here, dude. Come on. This is the reason why I tie you up. We had a laugh tonight, just fucking being stupid and stuff. Because nobody really, like, the only people who contact us are like people who are like really hardcore into working. And it's summertime right now, so there's not a lot of those. But whatever, it is what it is. And it's been pretty dead the past couple nights. Which, you know, whatever. We're in training right now, so we're being taught how to do all the extra stuff, which is fine. Learn it all. It's great. It's friggin' mint. I dig it. Don't even need a shovel, boys. Oreo, what are you doing over there? Oreo. Hey. Oreo. What are you doing? Are you pooping? Having a good poop? Man, buddy? Hey, having a dookie? What's going on? Let's go. Yeah, this camera does a great job when the sun's out. For shizzle. But this thing wants to go back in the house now. Alright? Right, bouncy Betty? Hey, bouncy Betty? Sniff, sniff? Oh, guess you're allergic to me. It's campers. Bye. She still hates the camera. But yeah, it's amazing what this camera does when the lighting doesn't suck. And then you go into the dark areas and it's like, lighting sucks, garbage. Good lighting, amazing, eh? Fuck. Anyway, I'm losing my mind. I was thinking about having a coffee and staying up for a bit, but I gotta go to bed, boys. So I'll chime back in after I wake up. So until then, peace the fuck out.